Now the topic before us is distinguishing objects, understanding identity operators in Python. Identity operators in Python are a special type of operators which are used to compare the memory location of two objects. These identity operators check whether two variables point to the same object in memory. This is the theory. It does not come into understanding what it means. We understand the same with the help of examples. Suppose we say A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. We have to find, the identity operator will find out whether both these variables point to the same object in memory. What it means, suppose this is the memory location in our computer system. So suppose 10 is stored here and this is the variable A. Now another variable is created with the name B and it also has value 10. So now this identity operator will compare or find out whether B has also the same memory location, whether the memory address of A and B is same or not. This is the question of identity operator. It will find out whether the memory location of two objects A and B is same, or whether, or in the same way, whether two variables A and B point to the same object in memory. This is the point we will discuss in detail. The two types of variable operators in Python are is and is not. Both these operators always return true or false as output. When we will find that A is B or A is not B, the output will be always true or false. One of the two. Now we discuss is operator. This is operator. This is operator returns true if the two variables refer to the same object in memory, and this operator gives the output false if the two variables do not refer to the same object in memory. We understand the same with the help of example. Suppose we write x is equal to 15, y is equal to 15. X is a variable, y is also a variable, 15 is the value contained therein, or 15 is the object. Now we use print function and is operator to find out whether x is y, whether the memory location of both the objects is same, memory location is same, or whether both the variables x and y refer to the same object in memory. Here in memory, when we write x is equal to 5, 15, 15 information is contained in a say container and its tag name is x. And when we create another variable y is equal to 15, now this 15 is also an object. It is also of the, it is having the same value and same data type. Now this is the variable y, and now the y will also refer to the same object in memory. That is the memory location of the object in case of x and y will be the same. Suppose the memory location or memory address may be also called object ID. It may be say something like this. We can find out the object ID with the help of giving command print id x and also print id y. When we will find the output, it will be something like this. In both the case, object id will be same here because the 15 value or the object 15 is stored in a container named x, and y is also referring to the same object in memory. Their memory location of both the objects, that is 15, is same. The memory address in case of x and y is same. If we say write x is equal to z and we want to find whether y is z, so the answer will be true because z will be the another tag for the same object. If we change the information contained or the value contained in the variable y, now earlier it was 15, now we have changed it to 20. So now new variable is created. Earlier it was 15. Now the variable, another variable is created, and if you want to say it was earlier x variable which was having 15, that variable will remain because x is there. Now if when you change variable, the value of or the object, you change the object contained in variable y, another, the memory location will be different. That is, this is x with 15 object, another variable will be created with y, and the memory location or the memory address of both x and y will be different. And now if we use print x is y, earlier when we used x is y, the answer was true because the memory address or memory location of both x and y was same. They were referring to the same object in memory. But now x and y have different objects. Their memory address is, memory location of both the objects is different. So here when we use x is y, when the information contained in both and x and y is different, the output given will be false because the memory address will change. In most cases, for small integers typically within a range of -5 to 256, when you assign the same value to multiple variables in Python, they might share the same memory address. It means that when we say write x is 50, y is 50, z is 50, in most cases, in case of small integers within the range of -5 to 256, the Python will assign the same value to the multiple variables in Python. That is, the memory address will be same. That is, this will be the object 50, and y and z will be also referring to the same object in memory. The memory manager will not allocate different locations. That is, the 50 will not be stored at different places under the variable name x, y, and z. No, the memory address of 50 object will be same for x, y, and z because data type is same, data is same, memory address will be the same. This is an optimization technique to conserve memory and improve performance. This is the optimization technique of Python because it will help in conservation of memory in the computer and it also improves the performance. However, it may be added that it is not guaranteed that when you write x is 50 and y is 15, there will be always the same memory address. There may be, though in most cases it may happen that the memory address or the memory location will be the same in case of x50 and y50, but it may happen. Now we have, it is given that the specific value is there -52256. The memory location will be the same. It is a general, that is, it is in most cases this will be find out. But it yesterday I tried out with x is equal to 1000, y is equal to 10,000. Then I find out that the memory location of both was same. It may also happen. I am only saying that in most of the cases, when we take the value as -52256, the memory location is same. However, as I told yesterday, the memory location of both these values was also the same. Both these objects was also same. So it is not guarantee. Even in case of -52256, many times the data may be stored at different place. Memory location may differ. Now, is not operator. This operator, that is not operator, returns true if two variables do not refer to the same object in memory, and false otherwise. What it means? Let us understand the same with the help of example. Now we are having a variable with the name A and object is hello. We have another variable name C. Here object is word. So now we are using print function and we will be using is not operator to find whether A is not C. What will be the answer? Now here we are using is not. Is not is a operator which will compare these two variables from the point of memory location, whether A and C refer to the same object in memory. Here you will find that hello is a string, world is a string. Both these are different objects. Value is different. So in memory, they will be stored at different memory locations. This will be the A, this will be the C. Suppose it will be having ID such like this, and it may be having memory location such like this. So here we can, how to find out whether the memory location, it is not for us to find out. The memory manager will automatically allocate different memory to A and C. However, we can find out whether the memory location of A and C is different or not. We can use print ID A and the output will be given, the memory address will come. Now we can use print ID C. Here, what will be the output? You will find that the memory location of both A and C will be different. We create a list 1 in which we store the information 1, 2, 3. We create another list 2, which is equal to list 1. Now we use print function and we will now use is not operator to find whether list 1 is list 2. So here we are using is operator. In another we will be using is not operator. Print list 1 is not list 2. So you will find that here, while creating list 2, we have not created a separate list. The list 2 is just referring to the list which has been already created. That is, it may be understood with here that this is the information or the object which was created and the reference was list 1. When we wrote list 2, the list 2 is referring to the same object in memory. So another list has not been created. That is the memory location of both the objects, list 1, or in other words, we can say that the memory location of both the variables, list 1 and list 2 will be same. Memory location will be same. So when we say that print list 1 is list 2, the answer will be true. If we say that list 1 is not list 2, the output will be false, because the memory location is same in case of list 1 and list 2. As already told, we can get to know the memory location by using the print function, then id, and in between list 1 and list 2. Now we create another list, list 3, with the same information. Now we use the print function again and is not operator. Now we will write print list 1 is not list 3. Now we are using operator is not. So on a casual approach, we will find that in case of both the lists, list 1 and list 2, list 3, the information contained or the object contained is same. That is, both contain the information 1, 2, 3, and both are in square brackets. So we can say that the list 1 and list 3 are same. But it is not true. The is not operator will result into give the output as false, because in case of lists, each assignment, when we are writing list 3 is equal to another assignment is created. In case of list, each assignment creates a new object in memory. That is, here new object in memory will be created when we create a new assignment in the case of lists. So the answer will be false. Now another example, if we write x is equal to 7, b is equal to 7. Now we use print function, x is b, print x is not b. Here we are using is operator, here we are using is not operator. If we say x is b, in both the cases we see that on casual approach we will find that the value is same, 7 and 7, but it is not the same. 7 here it is integer, but here it is in single quotes and it is a string. So x is b, the output is false. If we say use in is not operator and find out x is not b, the output will be true, because when the memory manager will allocate the memory address or the memory location, it will store both the objects differently, because in one case 7 is an integer value, and in other case 7 is integer. So in both the case the memory location will be different. Now we will understand the difference between identity operator and equality operator. Some persons get confused whether identity operator and equality operator are same. The answer is no. Identity operator is different from equality operator. Identity operator is and is not. Identity operator checks if two variables refer to the same object in memory. On the other side, equality operator equals equal checks if the values of the two variables are same. We will understand the same difference between two, that is the identity operator and equality operator, with the help of example. Suppose we write a is equal to 10, b is 10, and we use identity operator, print a is b, and in another we use equality operator, print a equal b. Now what will be the output? The is operator will give the result as true. B operator, equality operator, will also give the output as true. So what is the difference between two? In both the cases, equality operator is also giving the result as true, identity operator also true, but the working of both identity operator and equality operator is different. In case of identity operator C, a identity in case of identity operator, the identity operator is comparing the object ID of two variables. Here identity operator is checking the memory location of the object contained in the variable, but on the other side the equality operator is concerned with value, that is 10, which is stored in the variable. So thou here the result of both identity and equality operator is same, the working is different. One is finding out or comparing the memory location, or the finding out or comparing whether two variables refer to the same object in memory. In the other case, equality operator is concerned with the values of both the variables. So now if we want to check whether what is the object ID, we can use print id a, and here the memory address will be find where the what is the object ID. We can also find the ID of b, but when we will use equality operator, the same will be shown, because the ID here will be also object ID will be the same. But here in case of equality operator, the equality operator will give the result on the basis of the values only. So now if we write a is equal to 10, b is equal to 10.0, and now we use is operator and equality operator, print a is b, print a equality operator b. So now what will be the output? The is operator in case here will result into false, but here a equal b, it will result into true. Why? In case of equality operator, the equality operator is only concerned with value. Here the value of both is same, 10 and 10.0. The integer value and the floating value are considered equal in value by Python. So the result will be true. But in case of is operator, here the different memory locations will be there. A will be stored at different place, B will be stored at different place in memory by the memory manager. Memory manager will allocate different memory locations to both the objects. Both the variables will have different memory locations. So in if when we want to find whether A is B, so the answer will be false, because the memory address or the object ID will be different in case of A and different in case of B. Now we will do practical to find out how the identity operators actually work. Now we will do the practice of identity operators on our code editor, that is Visual Studio Code. Now we take a variable x having a value 7. Now we create another variable y with the same value. Now we use identity operator is, and now we will check whether x is y, that is where both these variables x and y refer to the same object in memory. So x is y. So here we enter run button and the answer is true in our terminal. Why it is true? Because both these variables have the are referring to the same object in memory. How we can say that they are having their object at the same place? For that we can use a command print id x, then print id y. By this id x, id y, this command, we can check the memory location of variable x, variable y. You can see here that the memory location of the objects contained in the both the variables is same. Now we take another example. We write a is equal to 9. In another we write b 9.0. Now we use is operator to find whether a is b, whether a and b are referring to the same object in memory. So now we use run. The answer is false. Why it is false? Because in case of a is equal to 9, it is a integer value. In case of b is equal to 9.0, it is a floating value. Now the memory manager, while allocating the memory to both these objects 9 and 9.0, both these objects 9 and 9.0 will be allocated different memory locations, different memory addresses. We can find here print id a, print id b. Now you can find here that the memory location of both the objects contained in the variable a and b is different. Now we write a is equal to 8, b is equal to, in single quote we write 8. Now we check whether a is b, whether a and b variables refer to the same object in memory. Now the answer before us is false, because In case of a is equal to 8, it is a integer value, and b is having the value which is inside the single quotes. When a value is inside the single quotes, it means that it has become a string value. So a is equal to 8 is a integer value, b is equal to 8 is a string value. So memory manager will allocate different memory addresses, memory locations to both these variables or both the objects contained in these variables. So the memory location of both these variables is different. Hence, the information is false. A is not B. Now, if we write y is equal to 8, now we use print id y. We want to check the memory location. Here you will find it is this 904. Now we change the value of y as 10. Now we again use this, want to check the memory location. Here you will see that the memory location earlier was 6904, it has now changed to 6968. That is when we have changed the value of variable. The memory manager on change of the value of the variable will create, it will allocate different memory location to the variable y. Now, if we write, say, z is equal to hello, and we write w is also hello. Now we use is identity operator. Print z is w. Now what happens? Here you will find that the output in the terminal is true. It means that both these variables z and w refer to the same object in memory. That is, the memory location of the objects contained in both these variables is same. Now if we have a variable a, and inside the parentheses we write information 70, 75, 80, and we write another variable b, and here we take the same values. Now we use is operator to find whether a is b, whether the memory location of both these variables is same. So here you can find that it is true, because this is a tuple. When we are enclosing the elements in parentheses, it becomes tuples. Now we will be taking both these information a and b. We will copy it, paste it, but here we will be changing the parentheses to square brackets. Now we will use is operator to find where a and a is b. Now here we run, answer is false, because when we are having elements stored in square brackets, it is a list. Each time, in the case of list, each time when a list is created, each assignment creates a new list in the memory. So the memory manager will allocate different memory address, different memory location to each variable, though the elements or the values contained in both the lists is same, but on creation of a new value, new list, new memory location is allocated by the memory manager. Now we will do practice questions to find out how far we have been able to understand the concept of identity operators. Now, what is the concept output of the following code? So here it is given A is equal to 1, 2, 3, C is equal to 1, 2, 3, and print A is C. First of all, we must understand what is given to us. Here, A is a variable, C is also a variable. The information contained in both the variables is same. You will find that in both the cases, square brackets have been used. It means that these are two lists. In the case of lists, each assignment creates a new object in the memory. It means that suppose this information is contained here and it is a variable A and its object ID may be say something like this 14,200. But when we create another list with the same values, the object ID will be different. So in the case of lists, each assignment creates a different object in memory. So print A is C. Here we are using is operator to find out whether the memory address of both the variables is same, whether A and C refer to the same object in memory. The answer is false. Both the objects are having different memory locations. So now another is A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, print A is B. This is the say object 10. This is the variable name A it given to it. This is the object ID where it is stored in memory. And when B variable is created with the same value, then the memory manager of Python will store this said object at the same memory location. That is the memory address of both the variables will be same, object IDs will be the same. For to conserve memory and for to improve the performance, the memory manager allocates the same memory address, same memory location to both the variables. So our answer is true. In the case of Python, small integers are allocated the same memory address if they are having the same value. Now the another question is str1 and here it is a string given hello world. Another string has been created string 2 with the same text hello world. Now is not variable has been used to find out whether str1 and str2 refer to the same object in memory. Here it is hello world. Here str1. When str2 is created, it will not refer to another object in the memory, whether rather than it will refer to the already existing variable or already existing object in the memory. So the output is false because both str1 and str2 refer to the same memory address or refer to the same object in the memory. Thanks for watching. If you like our course, please spare some time to give a star rating to our course.